Once upon a time, nestled high among the clouds, there existed a magical place known as the tiny Snowflake Kingdom. This kingdom was unique. It sparkled like diamonds under the gentle touch of the sun, and its inhabitants were the smallest, most delicate creatures one could imagine. Each snowflake that fell from the sky carried a tiny spark of magic, and each snowflake held a story of its OW, and in the heart of this kingdom stood a magnificent talking tree named Whimsy. Whimsy was no ordinary tree. His trunk was as wide as a small house, and his branches stretched out like arms, creating a canopy of shimmering snowflakes. The leaves were crystal-like, tinkling softly with the wind, and every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Whimsy would tell stories to the tiny creatures who lived beneath his branches. His voice was warm and rich, filling the air with wonder and delight. One sunny morning, as the dew glistened on the ground, a tiny hummingbird named Pippa fluttered her wings with excitement. Pippa was known for her adventurous spirit and her love for exploring. Today was no ordinary day, for she had overheard a delightful rumor about a fairy tale picnic that was to take place at the edge of the kingdom, where the snowflakes met the rainbow mist. What if I gather everyone for the picnic? Pippa thought, her tiny heart racing with joy. It will be the perfect adventure. With a determined flutter, she zipped off to find her friends. Her first stop was at the home of Bella, a beautiful bluebell fairy. Bella had shimmering wings that sparkled like stars, and she was known for her delightful laughter. "Bella," Pippa called, hovering just in front of her door. "There's going to be a picnic today. We must invite everyone." Bella's eyes lit up, and she clapped her hands in excitement. "Oh, Pippa, that sounds like a marvelous idea. Let's go gather the others." The two friends took off, their hearts full of joy and laughter. They flitted through the kingdom, visiting every nook and cranny. They found Benny, the shy bunny, who was peeking out from behind a snowdrift, his big eyes wide with curiosity. "A picnic?" he squeaked, his little nose twitching. "Will there be enchanted eggs?" "Of course," said Pippa, her voice bubbling with excitement. "Whimsy will tell stories, and we'll feast on delicious treats. You have to come." Benny, though shy, couldn't resist the allure of a picnic. He hopped after Pippa and Bella, his fluffy tail bouncing behind him. As they continued their journey, they found Lila, the wisest owl in the tiny snowflake kingdom, perched on a branch, watching over her friends. Lila was known for her profound wisdom and magical insights. "What's all the commotion about?" she asked, tilting her head. "We're having a picnic," Bella chimed. "Would you like to join us?" "Absolutely," Lila hooted, flapping her wings. "It's a beautiful day for an adventure. I shall bring my favorite enchanted eggs." With the group growing in numbers, they decided to head to the meeting point of the picnic. But first, they wanted to visit Whimsy, who always had a sprinkle of magic to share. When they arrived at the mighty talking tree, Whimsy greeted them with a gentle rustle of his branches. "Ah, my dear friends," he boomed with a joyful voice. "What brings you to my shade today?" "We're having a fairy tale picnic," Pippa exclaimed. "You must join us, Whimsy." "I would be honored," Whimsy replied, his leaves shimmering in the sunlight. "And I have just the perfect story to share during our picnic. Let us gather our friends and prepare for a wonderful feast." The friends buzzed with excitement, and they began to gather more creatures from the kingdom. They invited the shimmering fireflies, the giggling pixies, and even the wise old tortoise, Tully, who had tales of his own. As they set off toward the picnic spot, they stumbled upon a sparkling stream that flowed through the kingdom. The water was so clear that they could see the tiny pebbles dancing beneath the surface. Bella suggested they stop and enjoy the refreshing water. They all gathered around, dipping their tiny hands into the cool stream, splashing each other playfully. "Let's make a toast," Pippa chirped, lifting a droplet of water. "To friendship and adventure." "To friendship," echoed everyone, their voices mingling with the gentle sound of the stream. With renewed energy, they continued their journey to the edge of the kingdom, where the snowflakes met the rainbow mist. The sight was breathtaking. The mist shimmered in vibrant hues of pink, blue, and gold, creating a magical atmosphere for their picnic. Upon arriving, They spread out a lovely blanket made of soft moss and decorated it with wildflowers. Lila flew above, arranging the enchanted eggs, each one glittering with magical patterns. "These are special," she said. "They will tell stories of their own when we crack them open." Pippa and Bella arranged delicious treats, tiny honey cakes, shimmering fruit, and sparkling nectar, all carefully gathered from their little kingdom. The anticipation grew as they settled down to enjoy their feast. Just as they were about to dig in, Whimsy cleared his throat, and the chatter quieted down. "Dear friends, I have a tale to share. It is the story of the first snowflake that ever fell upon this kingdom." His voice became soft and melodic, pulling everyone into the enchanting tale. "Long ago," Whimsy began, "the tiny snowflake kingdom was but a dream. It was said that a great queen of the clouds decided to create the first snowflake. She infused it with magic, and as it fell, it sparkled like a diamond, bringing joy and wonder to all. The snowflake landed on my very branch, and from that moment on, our kingdom was born." As Whimsy spun the tale, the enchanted eggs around them began to glow softly. With each word, they pulsed gently, and soon, the first egg cracked open, revealing a tiny golden light. "Look!" Benny squealed in delight, his eyes wide. "It's so beautiful!" The light danced around them, twinkling like stars. The other eggs began to crack open one by one, releasing colorful sparkles that filled the air with laughter and joy. As the magical lights swirled around them, Pippa, Bella, Benny, Lila, and even Whimsy joined in a joyous dance, their laughter echoing through the tiny snowflake kingdom. They twirled and leaped, feeling the enchantment of the day wrap around them like a warm hug. The fairy tale picnic continued, filled with stories, laughter, and the delicious treats they had brought. They shared their dreams and hopes, and as the sun began to set, the sky transformed into a canvas of colors. Suddenly, Pippa spotted something glimmering on the edge of the rainbow mist. "What's that?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "It looks like it's calling to us." Whimsy leaned closer, his bark shimmering with intrigue. "That, my dear friends, may be a sign of another adventure. We must investigate." With their hearts racing, they followed Pippa toward the shimmering light. As they approached, they discovered a beautiful crystal gate nestled among the flowers, glimmering with a magical aura. "What do you think it leads to?" Bella wondered, her wings fluttering with excitement. "Only one way to find out," Lila exclaimed, her wise eyes twinkling. As they reached out to touch the crystal gate, a soft voice echoed from within. "Welcome, little adventurers. I am the guardian of the gate. To pass through, you must answer a riddle." "Oh, I love riddles," Pippa said eagerly, her tiny wings buzzing. "Very well," the guardian continued. "Here is your riddle. I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Whenever I go, darkness flies. What am I?" The friends pondered the riddle, exchanging glances. "A cloud," Benny exclaimed suddenly. "No, no," Whimsy chuckled. "It's something lighter." After a moment of deep thought, Pippa's eyes lit up. "It's a snowflake," she shouted. "Correct," the guardian replied, the gate shimmering brightly. "You may pass." With a gentle push, the gate swung open, revealing a world beyond their imagination. The colors were more vibrant, the flowers danced to a melody they could hear, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of adventure. "Welcome to the land of dreams," the guardian said, stepping aside. "Here, your wildest imaginations come to life." Pippa, Bella, Benny, Lila, and Whimsy stepped through the gate, their hearts racing with excitement. They found themselves in a realm where clouds looked like candy floss, and rivers flowed with sparkling lemonade. "This is amazing," Benny gasped, his eyes wide with wonder. In this land, they encountered talking animals who shared stories of bravery and friendship. They met rainbow unicorns that danced through the clouds, and wise old turtles that offered pearls of wisdom. As they ventured deeper into the land of dreams, they discovered a magical garden filled with flowers that sang sweet melodies. "Let's pick some of these for our picnic," Pippa suggested. They gathered flowers of every color, each bloom adding a touch of magic to their already enchanted feast. They played and danced in the garden, laughter filling the air as they discovered new delights at every turn. But as the sun began to set in this magical land, the guardian reappeared. "Dear friends, your time here is precious, but the sun will soon set, and you must return to the tiny snowflake kingdom." The friends looked at each other, their hearts heavy at the thought of leaving. "Can't we stay a little longer?" Bella pleaded. "Every adventure must have its time," the guardian said gently. "But fear not, for you carry this magic in your hearts. It will always be with you." Reluctantly, they bid farewell to the land of dreams, promising to return one day. As they stepped back through the crystal gate, the tiny snowflake kingdom welcomed them with open arms underneath the branches of whimsy. They gathered around once more, this time with new tales of their adventures to share. "Thank you for the incredible day," Pippa exclaimed, her heart full of joy. "Today was more than I could have ever dreamed." Whimsy smiled, his leaves sparkling in the moonlight. "Every adventure begins with a single step, my friends. Remember, the world is full of magic, and you are its brightest stars." With that, they settled down beneath Whimsy, tired but happy. As the stars twinkled above them, they drifted into dreams filled with colorful adventures and endless possibilities. And so, in the tiny snowflake kingdom, the tales of friendship, adventure, and the magic of dreams continued to unfold, creating stories that would be passed down through the ages. From that day on, Pippa, Bella, Benny, Lila, and Whimsy became the best of friends, embarking on countless adventures that would fill their hearts with joy and their days with magic. The tiny snowflake kingdom was never the same again, for it thrived with the laughter of tiny creatures who dared to dream and explore the wonders of their enchanted world. And whenever a snowflake fell from the sky, it whispered tales of their adventures to all who would listen. As they gathered for their next picnic under the watchful branches of Whimsy, they knew one thing for certain: the magic of their friendship would forever illuminate their journey, and every day would be filled with enchanting surprises, with laughter echoing in the air and hearts full of dreams. The tiny snowflake kingdom continued to sparkle, a place where every snowflake held a story, and every story was a new adventure waiting to unfold. So, dear reader, whenever you see a snowflake fall, remember the tiny snowflake kingdom, where friendships bloom, adventures abound, and magic dances in every heart. And if you listen closely, you might just hear the laughter of tiny creatures celebrating the gift of friendship and the magic of adventure that brings their world to life. The end of this adventure marks the beginning of many more to come, for in the tiny snowflake kingdom, every day is a fairy tale waiting to be told. The tiny snowflakes will continue to dance in the sky, and as long as there are friends to share them with, the magic will never fade.